Sheriff Darleaf from Barry County got lucky. I was able to find another good song to set him up for. As I was saying, there was a bit of a miscommunication between him and I, but the sheriff of Barry County is on air. I called him or contacted him this morning, asked him if he could come on air to discuss this prosecuting group, the Prosecuting Attorneys Association of Michigan, who said in a statement yesterday that it is the general consensus, quote unquote, that Governor Whitmer's executive orders are still in effect and enforceable even without an emergency extension by the state legislature. Quote, like any law, it's presumed valid until a court says otherwise. Our primary objective here is one of education, and education is enforcement, end quote. And I know there's at least 6 county sheriff and 1 prosecutor who've said they will not enforce the orders. There's that judge in Shiawassee County. I think he did the same thing because they feel that they're not, they have to give a, what's the word I'm thinking of? Pledge to the Constitution. And if something's breaking the Constitution, they're not supposed to enforce it. Just like I likened it to the other day, someone who's given in the military a order to go kill someone, literally murder them, I should say. And they can deny that, even if it's coming from the president. So let's welcome back to the show. Well, kind of back to the show, Sheriff Darleaf. Good morning, Sheriff. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Hey, good morning.
I was hoping someone, I was hoping no one got shot or something and you had to go take care of something real quickly. So anyway, what
didn't happen.
What are your thoughts about this situation with the prosecutors and just in general?
Just in general, there's attorneys. The attorneys can't even agree. And this is a group of prosecutors that got together, and I don't know who they were. I don't know what they were looking at. All I know is I have an attorney that I use quite frequently, and he handles stuff a lot at the federal level. His name's Carson Tucker. He's also a JAG attorney. He's a common law attorney. And every common law attorney I've spoke to says that we should not be enforcing these because of the it's United States Code 42, 1983, which could subject the officer individually and the county into damages if we violate people's rights. And that's not just damages, it's 3 times the damages plus reasonable attorney fees. And those attorney fees could be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And this is what the person who is advising you, is that a federal code, 42-1983?
Yes, it's U.S. Code 42, 1983.
And why, what does that code say that is telling this, informing, or the reading of this lawyer you speak with to inform you not to follow them?
It says every person who, under the color of any statute, ordinance, regulation, custom, or usage of any state or territory or the District of Columbia subjects or causes to subject any citizen of the United States or other person within the jurisdiction thereof to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution and laws shall be liable to the party injured in an action at law, suit, or equity. And it goes on for quite a while.
Okay, so basically it's saying what I was saying, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have a duty to the U.S. Constitution. You have a duty to Michigan.
First.
But first to the U.S. Constitution, is that true?
Yes, the U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
And it doesn't matter if a governor or a state, even if the state House and Senate were in agreement with her, you still couldn't prosecute or go after or arrest someone for a law that breaks their civil rights. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're the Bill of Rights, however we're going to look at it, yeah.
Well, that's interesting. This guy is an article this morning in Detroit News, prosecutor group. Check it out. Send it to. He is the prosecuting attorney for Livingston County. Send him that and get his. I'd love to know what his viewpoint is on that. How are you justifying what you are saying we should do to this federal code or U.S. Code 42-1983?
Well, I look at it too. They say, go ahead and do the enforcement until the courts rule. And I'm going, well, geez, why don't we just tell people to be rape victims before they can defend themselves? So my stance on it, I told my guys, use good discretion. We've always had discretion no matter what the law was. We've always been able to do investigations. Use common sense, common sense, common law. Yeah, use that, and we're going to get through this just fine.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate.
One of the problems we're having is you hear all this stuff about this COVID, and who do you believe? There's so much misinformation out there, and you go even look at the bigger picture. All this push for the federal level, and now they want this bill, was it 6666, something like that?
Right.
They want to go out and be able to follow our phones around. I'm going, wait a minute, why would we believe you guys when our president wasn't even sworn in yet, and you were doing impeachment hearings on him, or trying to impeach him? So we're frustrated at law enforcement because we don't know what to believe. We're going to use common sense. We're going to use our own discretion, and we're more than likely not going to enforce any of these orders until some higher court comes up and says, yeah, the governor's right. But if she's wrong, just think how much stress we put on everybody.
Let me ask you this. On air with me is Sheriff Darley from Berry County. What can happen? What are the consequences that Governor Whitmer and Attorney General Dana Nessel can do against you guys if you don't do this, if you don't follow her orders?
Yeah, I'm an independent elected office. We go enforce the laws, what's best for our community. That's the same for any community.
So there's nothing that the Attorney General Dana Nessel or the governor can do to force you out of office or anything like that if you don't follow their edicts, their decrees.
I'm sure they could try, but the reality is I'm the chief law enforcement officer of the county, every sheriff is, and we choose what's best for our community. Why is the county of Chippewa, that's had 2 cases for about 6-8 weeks now, why are they held hostage by what's going on, the 70% in Detroit?
Right. Right.
So why can't that sheriff make those decisions? Yeah,
the numbers I worked out, I started this last week, I did it today. Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County. So Detroit area, or just Detroit, those 3 counties and the prisons, 71% of the positive cases, 81% of the deaths. If you throw in the counties that the large cities are in, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Flint, and a couple counties right next to others that they didn't include next to Detroit, that number goes to 84% of positive cases and 89% of deaths. And that goes to what you were saying, Sheriff, of why is someone in the UP being forced to follow these same rules when they don't have the issue like they have in the Detroit area. So, all right.
Also,
real quickly.
Are those numbers accurate? Are they accurate? I had phone calls when I was with Fox News the other day. I had phone calls from employees over there. They were upset that they were told to stack the numbers over there. Where's the investigation on that?
Over where? Stack the numbers over where?
Over in Detroit, the death certificate numbers.
Yeah, I've been following that, and I have numbers here. San Diego supervisor, 6 of 194 confirmed coronavirus deaths actually were coronavirus deaths. 6 of 194 in San Diego County were quote-unquote purely coronavirus deaths. That's 3% of the number, meaning they're 97% wrong. I have someone here in a county in Colorado that I'm going to get into, but I'm unfortunately at the end of my time here. Thank